book 4 of 2019 was Sort Your Brain Out by Dr. Jack Lewis and Adrian Webster. That hesitation is not great, is it? This book's really good if you know nothing about the brain, and if you're interested in finding out about yourself and about how the brain works and about what you can do to kind of maximise your brain, then it's really good for that. So it's kind of written for the layperson. It's written in quite simple kind of language for you to get your head around it, and it talks about a lot of the pieces of research that have been done that support what it's talking about, so it's really well researched and it's really good for that sense. I was a little bit worried at one point because they were talking about the black cab drivers in London who take the knowledge. It was saying something about the hippocampus growing, and then when they learn the 25,000 routes in London off by heart, and then shrinking when they don't have that practice. That's actually inaccurate. It doesn't grow and then shrink. The grey matter actually redistributes from the anterior hippocampi to the posterior hippocampi, and then it probably does go back when it's not being used anymore. So that was slightly inaccurate, so I was a little bit worried about their understanding of that study, because it was not correct. But everything else in it was great, it was correct. They were talking a lot about different studies that I'd heard of, so it was kind of nice to be familiar again with it, but it didn't really teach me anything new that I didn't already know. But obviously I am from a psychology background, I know a lot about the brain, and so it's not surprising really that a lot of the things that they said I already knew. In fact, everything that they said I already knew. But it was a nice reminder, and I really enjoyed as well that they put the nun study in, which is where if you keep your mind active, your brain, even though it will show on a scan the signs of like dementia, you won't have any of the symptoms. Like, you'll be fine, you'll be able to kind of keep all your marbles, so you know, keep your brain active, and then it will do you well. I'm trying to think what else it kind of talks about, because I've literally just finished listening to it, and I was actually going to write a review of it first so that to make this a bit easier, but that's the only things that I can remember from it. It was talking a little bit about, oh, that was it. Yeah, it was talking about how you can use drugs to enhance your performance, which was interesting because I've just been to a lecture at Manchester University on psychopharmacology, which was basically saying that if you want to reduce the effects of anxiety, they found that people with anxiety don't have as many receptors, like GABA receptors, to reduce, or benelazine, to reduce stress response, which is why you feel anxiety. So by taking something like MDMA, you can reduce that. It was also saying that if you have depression, that you can take magic mushrooms, and that will make you feel less depressed. It will reframe your memories that you have, and kind of undo some traumas that you have. So that was quite interesting that it actually talks about that, so that it's kind of up to date in the research that's being done currently, because that's quite new research. So yeah, it's good if you know nothing about the brain. If you are kind of au fait with it, then I wouldn't bother, because it's everything that you already know. But if you want something to kind of just listen to while you're, you know, zoning out and you want to chillax, then it might be quite good. But if you're looking to learn something new, it's not the best thing. But if you're a layperson, you know nothing, then yeah, you know, you'll find out a lot about how your brain works, and it's supported by a lot of studies, and then you'll know kind of stuff that I know, so you'll be able to boost your performance and all that kind of jazz.